Usually when I use creme fraiche, I use it in a dressing or use it to dollop on beautiful desserts or with smoked salmon. But today I'm going to be using it in a different way. I'm going to be using creme fraiche to marinate chicken. It works so well. It also gives the chicken, well, creaminess, yes, but also a slight tang. So for this recipe, I'll need 200 millilitres of creme fraiche. The best thing about creme fraiche these days is you can find it at most supermarkets. So if you do see it, get your hands on it. It's a little smoother than sour cream. So now I'm going to just whisk that to loosen it up. And I'm using a whole tub. And now I'll add 1 onion. So we'll just finely chop the onion. So one way, and then we'll just crisscross and then cut again. Now, because the creme fraiche is slightly acidic, it's also going to tenderize the chicken. And I love it because after it's baked in the oven and it starts to caramelize, it forms this crust on top of it. It's absolutely beautiful. Now for the next onion, we'll just finely chop it and then run our knife through it. So just a small onion for this recipe. Okay, so we'll place this into the bowl of creme fraiche. And now for some lemon. I just want the zest of the lemon, so we'll really get an intense citrus flavour. Use a fine grater for this, and you can see as I'm rolling the lemon, I'm not going over the pith. This is the bitter part. We just want the pure flavour of the citrus, so roll it just one time over the skin, and we'll get the best part of the lemon like that. Now for some spice. You can add any type of spice to this, but one of my favourite with the creme fraiche is dukkha. This is a pistachio and thyme dukkha. It's got so many lovely flavours in it. It's an Egyptian spice mix that has seeds through it, has nuts through it, and of course many different spices. I want a generous amount, so about a tablespoon. So we'll just add that to our mix, and then I'll keep this on the side because we'll add some more just before we place it in the oven. Now we'll give that a mix, and we also need a really generous pinch of salt. It not only has to flavour the marinade but also season the chicken, so 2 pinches of salt, and again give that a good mix. Now I'm not adding any other liquid to this, and we don't need any oil because the creme fraiche is the fat component in this. Now for the chicken, so 4 chicken breasts for this. If you're making these for the kids, a really great idea is to cut the chicken breast into thin strips. It'll cook faster, and they love them when they're sort of cut into little fingers. But for the adults, we're just going to leave them whole. So we'll place the whole chicken breast, skin off, into our marinade. And I like to use my hands for this, so we're just going to massage all of that marinade over the chicken. Okay, that is looking good. Now I want this to tenderize and take on some of that beautiful flavour from the creme fraiche and the spices. So this goes into the fridge for 1 hour before we start cooking it. Okay, this has been marinating for 1 hour, so now it's time to cook. Good idea is when you're preheating your oven, bring the chicken out of the fridge so it comes to room temperature so it cooks more evenly and it won't dry out. So now in a big tray, we're going to line our chicken just side by side, making sure it doesn't overlap. Now, what I love about this recipe is you can do it the night before, even 2 days ahead of time. It'll taste even better. So just make the marinade, pop the chicken in it, into the fridge, and then you've got a really quick dinner. So we'll just push those over. And the last one can go in there. Now you may think that this is quite dry, there's not enough marinade, but I assure you the chicken will release some liquid, making a lovely sauce. Also, because of the fat content of the creme fraiche, it won't curdle at high temperatures of cooking, so it's absolutely perfect for this type of dish. And we'll pop that on, just spread it out. And now for some extra dukkha, we'll just sprinkle that over the top and that'll toast in the oven nicely. Now I've preheated my oven, a hot oven, 210 degrees, and this is going to cook for about 15 to 18 minutes. We want it to be nicely caramelized on the top. All right, in it goes. Okay, this chicken has come out of the oven. See how we've got a beautiful crust on it? That's because we had that high heat. It smells fantastic because of that dukkha too. Now to serve this, I just love to serve it in the middle of the table with some rice. It works really nicely with it. And to finish it off, some fresh parsley leaves that I'll just pick straight into a bowl. Look how fresh this parsley is. I like this because it just really freshens it up. It goes quite nicely with all of the spices that we've added and the chicken too. And because I love this dukkha, I'm going to add a small amount to that, about half a teaspoon. The juice of half a lemon. So we're just dressing these leaves. And some olive oil. Okay, so just with your hands, just mix that. And then before you take it to the table, we'll just place those beautiful parsley leaves over the top. Wow, fantastic. There's something about serving in the dish as is that's so inviting. I'm going to try it. I'll just move it back. And we're going to take this little chicken breast over here, place it on a plate, and some of that sauce, just collect some of that. Place that on the side. Then dig in. Look at that, perfectly tender. Oh, that one you have to try. It's the most delicious way of cooking chicken breast. You know, creme fraiche is so versatile. Yes, you can add in dressings, but why don't you try to add it to a marinade just like this? It works a treat.